The winner-takes-all clash between Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa and ASFAR from Morocco. It is North against South. ASFAR need to win if they're to reach the semi-finals, whereas for the Mamelodi Sundowns, a point will be enough to guarantee that top spot. So who will join the Hasaka's Ladies of Ghana and the Malibu Kings from Equatorial Guinea in the semi-finals? Those two teams qualified yesterday. The Hasaka's Ladies unbeaten. The Mamelodi Sundowns have won both games with early goals. ASFAR lost 2-0 to the Vihiga Queens, after conceding an early goal in either half. So they must learn from their mistakes. Yes, it's been a reversal of fortune for the Moroccan side. They kicked off in style in this Pool B last Saturday with a convincing 3-0 win over the River Kings of Nigeria. In fact, it was noticeable because their star striker, Sana Masoudi, hit a hat-trick. And their captain, Gislam Shebak, also had a hat-trick, not of goals though, but of assists. Meanwhile, the Mamelodi Sundowns, they opened their account with a slender 1-0 win over the Vihiga Queens. Kigadiete scoring the goal. But in matchday 2, it all went pear-shaped for the team from Morocco. ASFAR, they lost 2-0 to the Vihiga Queens. And we're just about to see the officials come out onto the pitch, leading out the teams. Today's match referee comes from Mauritius, Maria Rive. Their assistant from Madagascar and Mauritius as well. Although both these teams will now take the customary family photo, the team photo. There you have the Moroccan side, ASFAR. They're looking to bounce back. You can see Masoudi, their hat-trick hero from game 1. And this, of course, the Mamelodi Sundowns. Yellow jerseys with blue shorts. The two captains. Clapo on the left for the South Africans. Jebak on the right for the Moroccans. The match officials, as you just saw, Maria Rive from Mauritius. The second assistant is also from the same country, that's Quincy Victoire. The first assistant from Madagascar, Lidovine Pelagé Rakosa Savarina. Now there is a change in the Mamelodi Sundowns team, two in fact. The first is the goalkeeper. Delamini comes in replacing Rabalau. As for the Moroccans, well, it's as you were. It's the same starting 11, but they've rather tweaked with it. And they're expecting to line up with 3 at the back. There's their coach, Abdullah Haidemou of ASFAR. Will that tactical tweak pay off? And that's Agnes Nkosi Tandiwe, South Africa's hands-on coach. They also have Jerry Shabalala. So the scene is set. This literally a final in this maiden Women's Champions League here on the continent of Africa. As I said, for the Moroccans, they need to win if they're to stand any chance of reaching the next phase. As for Mamelodi, the Sundowns just need a point, although it would be dangerous to play for a point. And the referee's whistle signals the start of this crunch third and final group game here in Pool B. Mamelodi Sundowns up against ASFAR Club. Two teams from each of the two groups advanced to the semi-finals. Yesterday, we saw the Vihiga Queens, or rather the Hasaka's Ladies, I beg their pardon, and the Malabo Kings. And straight away, on the attack, is ASFAR. Still with it. Nice ball intercepted. And the very second pass nearly came off as well. Now the other pool game is being played at exactly the same time. That's the Vihiga Queens against the River Kings. That's across town here in Cairo at the 30th of June Stadium. Meanwhile, we're in the military stadium, the otherwise known as the Al Salam Stadium. First time over the line, over the halfway line for the Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, there's tense expressions on both coaches' faces. So much at stake. She ran into trouble there, unfortunately for her. Fatima Tanawat gets the free kick though. Here she is again. Tidy pass. She was looking for the return. But Chiri was under pressure. Good to see. Midfielders coming back to help out. That was Najat Badri. Early press from the South Africans. Graba. Sense of urgency about ASFAR. Nice tidy turn again by Tanya out. Leaves it to her defender. Chiri. And they are looking to get into a passing game. That's what impressed me most about them in the first game. Aitel Haj. Masudi. Trying to release Badri. She'll get a second chance here. Almost too close to each other to begin with. The South Africans come away with the ball. Not too many options though. Onto the back foot. Long ball, want to chase. Good weight on the pass. Early ball in. And that's a warning shot across the bows of the Moroccan defence. Very quick counter-attack. South Africa looking to win the aerial duels. right idea. A little bit too much on the pass. Tanya out, chases, but in vain. Yeah, wise play. Nothing wrong with going backwards. Shebak, the captain, refuses to go backwards. She had space and time on her side. That's a lovely ball. Round the defence. Well, she couldn't get the delivery. Didn't have the angle on the cross. Needed to check, perhaps use her right foot if she has one. Masudi trying to intercept. And although she didn't, she put her opponent off the pass. And that is the idea of a press. Trying to work out the tactical system for the South African Mamelodi Sundowns. We thought they might play a 3-3-1, but it seems to be more of a 3-5-2. First time pass by the goalkeeper. Will she get it back again? Well, not now, because the route to the goalkeeper has been cut off. Now under pressure here is Raba, the central defender. She's lost her duel. Early moral victory for the South African strike force, in particular Kikoyi. But no matter, they've got it back straight away with that offside. Swings and roundabouts. That's football. That's great control. It's one thing to intercept, it's another to do it with great control. And the change that I didn't have time to mention during those lineups is that the goal scorer for the Mamelodi Sundowns, and they have a chance here. Very good, well, half the chance really. Once again, they're making their intentions very clear, the Mamelodi Sundowns. Direct passing from the channels. That was a lovely diagonal cross-field pass. Well kept in play. They're more direct. We see a difference in style straight away. Moroccans, more of a passing side. An intricate passing side. Dare I say it, like their male counterparts, who've already qualified for the knockout phase of the Men's World Cup. That's to be played next March. And whilst this is the women's game, obviously success in either field feeds off onto the other gender. That's clumsy, very clumsy. First with a foot up and then pulling the striker down. So a free kick. It's in a very, very dangerous field position. Coach looks more worried than expectant. As Remici sets her defence. Will she go for goal straight off? She will, and it's a good effort. Turned over. Now, did the goalkeeper get a touch to it? Seemed to cannon back off the crossbar before going over. Rabale it is. No, straight off the crossbar. Superb strike. Power and precision. Well, unfortunately for her and the Sundowns, not quite accurate enough. Referee's whistled because there's a player down on the right-hand side of the pitch. And that's the reason why. Trailing left hand there by Casago. Didn't look too serious. Aitel Haj was the victim. That's better. The press, not immediate from ASFAR, but eventually Fatima Tanyuat. Well played. Good positioning by the Moroccans. Well, they're inching forward on Mamelodi Sundowns. These are the hard yards. Look at that for a duel. Rabale looking to edge it in terms of power. Chance from the Moroccans. Well, I was about to say to break out, but not with a pass like that. Gives the ball straight back to the Sundowns. Very nearly. Whistle's gone. Didn't see a flag. But there's the close-up, so let's assume it was offside. Got that right. Good instep. Nice give and go. Now this is a half chance. Well, the goalkeeper, the new goalkeeper, Delamini, quick out. It's unusual that Rabala was replaced despite not conceding any goals in her 2 games. Sundowns winning both matches 1-0. And that's why they're sitting pretty at the top of Pool B. First time pass. Brought down. Good balance, though, and an even better pass. First touch is heavy. Bit of persistence and perseverance wins her the free kick. Aitel Haj, she's in the wars, isn't she? No doubt about it. Very late challenge. Free kick to ASFAR. It's quite some distance out. Abdallah Haidemou. Deep in conversation with his technical staff. There is Dlamini. Hasn't really been challenged yet. And ASFAR decide the free kick is too far out. Heavy first touch by Tanya out. She'll get a second bite of the cherry here. Rides one tackle, but not the second. Good play. Very even game so far. And a clearance going straight to a South African player by Chiri. And a little bit of space for the Sundowns to operate in here. Confident of the speed, gets behind the defence. Feels for a corner. Lightning quick. Well, the Moroccans will have to watch out for that. Got to be careful here. She's man-marked, or woman-marked, I should say. That's right. Needed a call. That's obstruction. It's an ASFAR player who's tumbled to the ground, but it was Sana Masoudi making the foul. Oh, mind you, there was a trailing left arm. He spotted it, did Abdallah Haidemou. And so did the referee's assistant. So ASFAR get the free kick. Hard to be a substitute. You run the gamut of emotions when you're sat on the bench without being able to influence the game. Oh dear. That was Aitel Haj. Oh, she's squinting there. Remember, she got a trailing hand in her eye. Perhaps she hasn't recovered fully yet. Let's hope she does. Quick is the message, understandably. And Bani gets it back again. Clapo again, the captain. That's a terrific long ball. Could she keep it in? She can. Gets in a good cross of her own. Goalkeeper spilled the ball. Recovers just in the nick of time. Goalkeeper complaining to the centre forward. Took a second look. Oh, she is clumsy here. The striker there, okay, only eyes on the ball. And she tumbles. Muladzi had to go for it, you understand that. Goalkeepers generally get the decision in those situations. And that case was no exception. Well, the Moroccan team do like to play the ball out of defence directly from the goalkeeper. It's good to see. It's a sign of their confidence in their own footballing ability. That was ambitious. Nearly got the rebound though. Well, ASFAR will be happier with their start to this game than their previous one. They were already trailing by a goal to nil. That's a terrific ball, takes it first time, but the flag's up. The offside trap of ASFAR working so far. ASFAR conceded a goal after just 8 minutes against the Vihiga Queens. And the Mamelodi Sundowns had scored already by this time against the River Kings of Nigeria. And also in their match against the Vihiga Queens. Goalkeeper gets a talking to. Great distance on the goal kick. It's not the best back pass. Masudi will chase this all the way. Goalkeeper's straight out of the penalty area. Can they use it? Doesn't look happy. Maybe Aitel Hadj has been affected by that arm to the face, and maybe more specifically to her eye. Morocco's coach Abdellah Khaidamou tries to motivate his team, cheering them on from the sidelines. Quite a few forced errors, a lot of nerves out there. Masudi trying the flick. The captain, Clapo, earning the free kick. Safety first, all the way back to the new goalkeeper, Andile Dlamini. Nice angle on the pass, first time by Chiri. Masudi. Can the goalkeeper prevent the corner? Yes, easily. We're halfway through the opening 45 minutes, no goals so far. And as I say, I think that will please the Moroccan side more than the South Africans. Their confidence was rocked after losing 2-0 to the Vihiga Queens of Kenya. Nicely won back, and it goes all the way back. It's okay though, because she's got options on either channel. Uses her left back. Aitel Haj playing slightly more advanced. That's a terrific ball. Superb. Masoudi, one-on-one. Will she go for goal? She will. Good effort, just over the bar. Best effort so far for ASFAR. Masoudi, the hat-trick hero from game one. Cuts inside onto the right foot. And the ball landing right on the roof of the net. Yeah, they believed. Well, that should boost their confidence now for the Moroccans. Best chance of the game so far. And it came from that superb cross-court pass by the fullback, wing-back today, Aitel Haj. Loose ball and a good pass. Tanuat. Strong challenge on Damos. She felt that. She's still hobbling, look. Loves to dribble. Slightly overcooking the action there. Nice idea. It was just well read and intercepted by Mbane. Just about digs the pass out in the nick of time. Chiri. And the ball just getting stuck under the foot of the captain, Chebak. Tanya out. Goes past one, goes past a second. Will she go for goal? Onto her left foot. Oh, she apologises. She had options for passes. Two teammates in the penalty area. But her confidence was high after beating two women. Here's the early chance for Masoudi. Just wouldn't come down enough for her. ASFAR appeal. To no avail though. Masoudi. She's up for it today. Referee gets out of the way smartly. Chebak gets there first. Well played, spotted the run of Marifi. She thought the ASFAR captain was going to go backwards. Tanya out. Checks back. Masoudi to her captain. Chebak. Will she go for goal? She will! Well wide. Still, the positive for ASFAR is that they're getting shots off on goal. It's all about finding your range, adjusting your sights. Well, it's been an even half hour so far. But these last 5 minutes, it's ASFAR who've had the upper hand. Constantly encouraging each other, that's a good sign. Sign of a good team spirit. It's a team game after all. Individuals may take the headlines as that ball comes in. Goalkeeper Eremici deciding to go for a double punch. That's a good ball over the top. Flag stays down. Khraidi Onto her left foot. No penalty. Anguish etched upon her face. Here they come again. Tanuat pulls the trigger. That's on target this time. It's an easy take for the goalkeeper, Dlamini. Tender kiss on the cheek for this woman. Well, she'd lost control of the ball. Perhaps that's what counted against her. Had she been in complete control, it might have been a different story. Maybe that's what the referee's explaining to her. It's a pretty clumsy challenge, you've got to say, by Morifi. Dare I say it, a forwards challenge. Goalkeeper, or rather the coach, with her head in her hands. And that's still in play, would you believe? That in itself is a reason to press. Good challenge, and well kept in by Badri. Still there. It's a good period for ASFAR. The Sundowns just need to weather this storm as we go past the half-hour mark in this game. Another ASFAR player down. That's an excellent piece of play. The player's still down. It's Khraidi. And she was just upended in the penalty area. Yeah, that time, I think it's the left boot, which catches her left shin. Gasago seemed to lose her balance, did the South African midfielder. This woman was a real hit in qualifying. Scored 2 hat-tricks in the 2 qualifying games for ASFAR. Team based in the Rabat, the Royal Armed Forces Sporting Association. That's what their name means. Aitel Haj. And Bukami goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. A little bit of space now for Bukami. Aitel Haj. That was well read. They're well drilled, the Sundowns. It's their 3-woman defence. Just over 10 minutes till that half-time whistle. On as even so far. Since rattling the crossbar with that free kick from Rabali, the Sundowns really haven't threatened much. Goalkeeper acting as a libero sweeper there. A challenge, he apologises. Loose ball. Well, it was hasty play, but to nobody in particular by Badri. That's a late challenge by the same player. Should get a talking to here from the referee, who calls for assistance, medical assistance. Yeah, very clumsy challenge. Might even be a yellow card. Matandi only had eyes for the ball. Taken out by Badri. Might have been a spot of payback by Badri. She felt she was the victim of some rough play a few moments earlier. The 29-year-old goalkeeper Dlamini just telling her teammates to calm down a little bit. She will have to patiently wait for her fate. Well, it's a yellow card. I thought as much. There's the slow motion replay of it. She can have no complaints. But what can the Sundowns do with it? The captain decides to go backwards. Does Clapo? There's that direct ball again. This time straight down the middle, down the jugular. Quickly taken. Makurubechi. Goalkeeper deals with that high ball a lot better. Another left back. Makurubechi has to scuttle back. She's out of position. A quick ball now from ASFAR. Could do some damage. Excellent assist. Masudi onto a left foot. Now that was a cross or a pass more than a shot. She was looking for this woman, Najat Badri. Clapo's the go-to player in defence, especially for the goalkeeper. She can ping those balls far and wide. Athletic leap by the ASFAR coach. Used to be an ex-professional himself. Played for the men's ASFAR team. Acrobatic clearance. And another one. Tanuat. She's drifted out to the right wing, or to the right side of midfield. Loves to dribble, but maybe got to know when to pass the ball. Good interception. Nicely tidied up. That's a foul on Braba. That might be a yellow card. Yeah, it's late, it's clumsy. It's a lunge in. Never really had a realistic chance of getting the ball. That was always going away from her. Muladzi. And now it's one yellow card apiece. Just minutes after the first yellow card of the game for Najad Badri. That's good defending in numbers. That's a crucial interception. Well, it's scrappy, but because it is scrappy, that increases the chances of a goal. Both teams making mistakes. Chebak wanted to make the long pass, but couldn't find a serious option. That's a good ball. Needs a good delivery. Doesn't quite get it. Tanuat. Masoudi. Play on, says the referee. Masoudi rather made a meal of it. It's a second chance. That time she does get a free kick. Casago. It's about the right decision. Yes, as soon as there's contact and a forward goes down, the referee is always going to give the forward a decision. Now, Agnes Tandiwe looks nervous. The goalkeeper doesn't. Looks like a cool customer. Deep discussion. Will it be the captain, Chebak? Or will it be the hat-trick hero from match day one? Four-woman wall is moved back by the captain, Clapo. So it's either the right boot of the captain, Chebak, or the left-footed Fatima Tanuat. Take your pick. My money's on the captain. From this position, it suits a right footer. The teammates ready to charge down and pounce on any rebound. Chebak. It was unusual. Not quite sure what she was trying. Tanuat. Appended by Morifi. Play goes on. And the counter-attack's on. The Sundowns cross the halfway line. Flag goes up. Delayed decision. No complaints from the Sundowns. Be good to take a look at the replay. End-to-end action, though. In these closing minutes of the first half. Badri. Forced back. Well, it was an unusual choice of clearance by Mbane. It's late, admittedly, by Aitel Haj. She lunges in. Mbane is still down, receiving treatment. And on we go. 90 seconds, just under. More like a minute of regulation time left. Masoudi leading the press. And it pays off. Throw in to ASFAR. The captain, Chebak. Nicely done. Exploiting space well. Masoudi under pressure. Asking a little bit too much for Tanuat. Can she keep it in? She's fast. That's the idea. ASFAR keep the ball rolling. A moving ball is always going to beat a chasing player. Aitel Haj leaves it to her midfield. Chihiri comes over the halfway line. Masoudi, lovely flick. The layoff is kept simple. Ball over the top. Now, appeals for offside, not given. Ball taken from Masoudi. Well, the challenge forced her off balance. We'll have 1 minute of additional time at the end of this regulation 45. Badri dreaming of glory, but she was just muscled or put off. She got the shot off. Masoudi hasn't stopped running and pressing all game. Tanuat loses possession. Well played by Rabat. Easily intercepted. Aitel Haj comes again. Shebak makes herself available for Badri. Oh, well played. Took a third challenge to get the ball, and that's the half-time whistle. So no goals here in the Egyptian capital, Cairo. Even game. Very physical game, especially by the Sundowns. Who will break this deadlock first? South Africans look slightly frustrated. They weren't underestimating ASFAR, that's for sure. But this is the first time that they haven't scored in the opening 45 minutes. 0-0. Mamelodi Sundowns and ASFAR Club. As the score stands, it would be the South Africans who reach the semi-finals. Join us again in just under 15 minutes for the second half. Hello and welcome back to the second half of this crunch Group B shootout between the Mamelodi Sundowns and ASFAR, this man's team from Morocco. Their coach Abdallah Haidemou has decided to shuffle his pack and introduce a substitute at the start of the second half. 0-0 the scoreline if you're just joining us, and as the score stands, that would send the Mamelodi Sundowns into the semi-finals. Remember, the final is a week today. Not at this stadium, but across Cairo at the 30th of June Stadium. We're here in the Al Salam Stadium, also known as the Military Stadium of Cairo, as the South African Mamelodi Sundowns prepare to kick off the second half. And we're up and running. I can tell you the score from the other match is exactly the same. And that could well have an impact on what happens in terms of the clubs reaching the semi-finals. Two teams go through from each group. Mamelodi Sundowns, they have 6 points after 2 victories, whereas both ASFAR and the Vihiga Queens are level pegging on 3 points. Don't appear to be any changes to the starting lineups for both sides, but I fully expect that to change, especially around the hour mark. Chihiri, left back for ASFAR, done a good job so far. Been solid, once again the case. And as so often as we've seen in the first half, teams have been forced on the back foot. That's credit to the press being played by the opposition. Or played silky skills. Look at this. South African Mamelodi Sundowns just about retaining possession. Not that time though. Ball's gone out of play. Matandi wasn't pleased with their service. First touch in the second half for the new goalkeeper, Andile Dlamini, making her first appearance in this tournament. Makes me wonder who will get the nod if the Sundowns advance to the semi-finals. Will it be Dlamini or will it be Rabalau, who kept goal for the first 2 games? Philistus Rabalau. That's one to watch. Nice ball outside of the boot. Goalkeeper makes the clearance. Couldn't pick it up, obviously, but it being interpreted as a back pass. And ASFAR, as ever, play their way out of defence. Came to nothing, but they've got the decision. Now, if two teams were to end up level on points, then there is a pecking order of criterias which would decide which one of them reaches the semi-finals. And the first criteria is goal difference. Tanya out, pulls the trigger, nice effort, easy save for Dlamini. Now, goal difference between the Vihiga Queens and ASFAR is exactly the same. So really, if either team really wants to make sure of qualifying, well, then they have to win. But there is, of course, a chance that if the Sundowns lose here, beaten by ASFAR, and there'll be 3 teams on 6 points if the Vihiga Queens were to win as well against the River Angels. Well, that's one to contemplate later. Back in the here and now, we've got to concentrate on the football. Bit of purpose now about the Sundowns attack. Once again, the same tactic. It's a good clearance in the end to find this woman, Fatima Tanyuat. Loves to cut inside onto that left foot of hers. Good ball. A little bit too much on it, though. That's a pity for Masudi and ASFAR. All of this ASFAR team are internationals. Well, that's well won. Good interception. Got support. Couldn't find Masudi. Predictable pass. And the second pass was rather forced. Another crunching challenge. She'd been in the wars Aitel Haj in that first half. Seems to have come out of that relatively unscathed, which is more than can be said for Rabale. She's the woman with the Sundowns' best chance so far. That rocket free kick, which cannoned back off the cannoned off the crossbar and out of play. Rabale did well. (50-50). Sudi winning the aerial challenge. Yeah, that's a foul. Rabale. You can see why the Moroccans are protesting. Not happy at all is Bukami. Tanya out. Well, she loses out there. Wears a heart on her sleeve, or certainly her facial expressions, that's for sure. Free kick. Koyi will take. It's deep. Poor defensive clearance, that's better. She made up for it, didn't she, Badri? Offside against Rabale. Well, both teams now playing with a heightened sense of urgency. Now, was that in the penalty area? Well, it was, but the decision goes against the South Africans. Poor kick by Eramarici. And it could have been handball as well, the final decision. Morifi lets to run from deep. Could have been advised to look for the pass there. Well read. Needs to get the pass off. It's behind a teammate, Aitel Haj. Nomata Tanuat. Nice turn. Aitel Haj continue to run forward. Can she get behind her marker? She was always playing catch-up. She's appealing for a free kick. She thought that was a shoulder barge. Judge for yourselves. Well, she certainly gets her body across. Aitel Haj does Mbane. It's been a good time, a long time since we had a clear-cut chance. Not in the second half, that's for sure. Mamelodi Sundowns at walking pace in their defence before they up the ante and increase the speed. Aitel Haj helped out by a captain Shebak. Tanuat, surging run. Ball's not bad. And you could see what she was trying to do. Not sure it was the right idea by Khraidi. Love the way the new goalkeeper for the Sundowns, Andile Dlamini, plays with a smile on her face. Tanya out. That's a decent ball in. And it's kept in. Well, the header was poor, but the final clearance was very effective. Good improvisation by Chihiri. Ball just wouldn't come down for her. And that's a ball over the top, asking questions of Rabat. She's got Muladzi for company. There's the header. Double marked. Safety first from Eremici. Good decision. Well, the clearance was hit straight at her. She stood her ground, and as a result, they've won the corner. Chebak's clearance not doing the job. As we approach the hour mark, this set piece, good opportunity for the Mamelodi Sundowns. They haven't lost in nearly, 2 years? Quite some record. Corner kick flighted in. Goalkeeper stranded. She was in no woman's land there. Gets away with it though. Now if South Africa's Sundowns have seen that, they'll be thinking, why not pepper her shot with goals, or shots rather, in the hope of a goal. It's well played. Straight back at the South African defence. Tanyuat appeals for a free kick. Referee plays an advantage. Masudi beats one woman. It's a heavy first touch. Shebak gets the 1-2. Tries to get onto her left foot. I wonder, should she have gone for the shot there? Seemed to be in a nice position for it. Shebak got a shoot. She does. Deflected and blocked. Free kick. Challenge on Ghraidi. She's okay. Referee checks up on her. A clumsy challenge by Gasago. Just sticks her boot out instinctively. Will she come to regret that decision? Like I say, hardly a decision. Just an matter of instinct. The Sundowns prepared to bring on a substitute. We'll have to wait though. Two women over the ball. It's the old left-right combination. Tanya out with the left. And my guess, Shebak with the right. That substitution will actually be made. Well, not yet. Will it be number 11? Tanya out. Or number 7, Shebak. Tanya out. Passes to Shebak. It's well worked! Off the post. Superbly imaginative free kick. Nearly paid off. Shebak continues her run. Gets a shot. Cannons back off the post. Came off the side of a boot. I don't think she hit it on the instep. And here is that substitution. Off comes Rabale. On comes Tuzi. Rabale, it was who had that memorable free kick right at the start of the first half. Haven't seen too much of her since. But then she does play in an unglamorous defensive midfield position. Let's see how Tuzi will get on. Just getting on top now. Morifi, decent ball out. It's well taken. 50-50. Play on, says the referee. Likes to let the game flow, which is good to see. Does Maria Rivet from Mauritius. Tanya out. Uses the run as a dummy to Masudi. Masudi's run is a dummy rather. The pass was intended for Ghraidi. Goalkeeper complaining about Ghreidi's attention. No goals, but it's been a frenetic second half. That pass was telegraphed. Top marks, though, to Muladzi for reading the play. Spectacular diving header. Doesn't really do the job, though. Only goes as far as Mokwena. Masudi upended. No foul, says the referee. Masudi looks spark out on the pitch. Still in play. Masudi's back up on her feet. This time a Sundown player goes to ground. Some full-blooded challenges coming in. Not the best of headers. Did she keep it in here? No is the short answer. Look at that. Okoye running around, but keeping a close watch on the relative position of the ASFAR defenders. Under pressure, managed to clear the ball. Not really constructively, though. Morifi. Direct Mamelodi Sundowns approach. Can it pay off with 25 minutes left? All the way back to the goalkeeper, Dlamini. Mbane finds a counterpart on the right side of that three-woman defence. Jebak. Force back. Back pass to the goalkeeper. Needs to be first time and is. Gets the free kick anyway. Just the full-back, Chihiri. Two substitutes being warmed up by ASFAR. It's that time of the game. Cometh the hour. Well, we've gone past the hour. Well, Khraidi is coming off. Replaced by Amamu. And also coming off is Badri. She's on a yellow card, remember. So that's a wise decision by the coach, Abdallah Khaidamu. Defending. Very good defending. Forcing Mokwena out wide. Just win the corner kick, though. Be an in-swinger with the left foot. It's a decent delivery. Goalkeeper does well enough, and it's completely missed with the air kick. Tanuat, the counter-attack is on. It's 3 against 2. Tanuat. There's the pass. 1-2. Now, could this be the changing point? The turning point? It can't. Fantastic opportunity. Substitute straight in there. And there's confirmation that Sofia Buftini is on the pitch. Well worked. Buftini. Well, perhaps it was too soon for her. Sometimes a player needs a few minutes just to get into the rhythm of the game. She was called into action there. I'd like to see that again. Well, she let it run, did Aitel Haj. Gets away with it, though. Looks concerned. I can tell you in the other game, Rivers Angels have taken a 1-0 lead against the Vihiga Queens. That would mean both these teams qualify as the result stands, as the scoreline stands. Mamelodi Sundowns would have 7 points. ASFAR would have 4. Vihiga Queens, well, they'd be stuck on 3. But a lot of football to be played yet. Lovely weight on the pass. Look at that. Well, not Aitel Haj, but Bukami. Not taking any chances. That's a sign of stress. Rushed into a decision. Lack of composure, maybe. There's the substitute. Shebak, the captain, coming to the rescue with that clearance. Complete miss hit by Buftini. An attempt on goal. Oh, that was ambitious. She apologises for it by holding a hand up, does Matandi, the 26-year-old. Good tactic by ASFAR to come straight back at Mamelodi Sundowns, not giving the South Africans time to prepare. Tanya out. Switches play. Goes down the middle. Buftini appealing for handball. Not given. Perhaps not seen. Clumsy challenge from 117 and another. Aitel Haj. And McCoy. Bukami making her midfield work. It looked like handball, but before it was handball, it was a free kick for that challenge by Mbane. Tanya out. And a very good second half. It's the Moroccan international. Well, not on the same wavelength where the free kick was clever. They tried to reproduce it. She defends the decision. But they've got to get on the same side, quite literally. 17 minutes to go. Tempo's beginning to fray now on both sides. We're reaching the business end of the game. As it stands, It's good news for both teams, but watch this space. That could all change. She thought about the long ball clearance, which isn't ASFAR's game, but she's put a fellow defender, Bukami, under pressure. The goalkeeper's clearance is poor, not for the first time this afternoon. Good battling. And an equally good ball into space. She could go all the way, pulls the trigger. Well, she slipped at the critical moment. That's a pity for the Sundowns. And she knows it. Holds a hand up to Stuzy. It's a real shame. The fighting spirit created the chance for her. Nicely done. She was waiting for that. A second dummy. Not played Aitel Haj to the playmaker, Tanya Out. This time she makes the pass. Needs a runner. Buftini. Chebak, the captain. Sensible, simple ball. Goes for goal! Well, it's well over in the end. Buftini. That's what she's on the pitch for. To create a threat up front in the final third. Yeah, clumsy challenge. Right into the back of Casago. Is that well-worked free kick again. Lovely pass by Tanya Out. What's your foot position here? Well, that's too quick. Need a slower action replay. And still she smiles. Will it be a winning smile? Look at this. 2 players down. It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? On the fullback, Chihiri is helped off the pitch. Bukami's back up. And ASFAR preparing another substitute in the form of Zineb Redouane. And here comes Redouani. She's got 12 minutes left to help her team make the breakthrough and score what could be and would be a crucial goal. Tanya Outa, full of strong running. Amamu does well. No, she put Bambanani Mbani under pressure. Chihiri didn't recover from that last challenge. That's why Redouani's come on. Third substitution for ASFAR. And I can tell you that in the other group game, the River Kings of Nigeria, well, they may have been knocked out, but they're going out in some style. They're now 2 goals up against the River Kings, against Vihiga Queens, I beg your pardon. And unless there's a miraculous comeback by those Vihiga Queens, well, then these two should be advancing. If the scoreline stays the same, I hasten to add. Well, Amamu with the right idea. Didn't come off that time. She's still got 10 minutes left. Well, they're anxious. As you might expect. No fun being a substitute. You can't do anything other than wait in hope. Goalkeeper taking your time here is Dlamini. Urging her teammates to just calm the things down. Got to be careful though. Doesn't want to pick up a yellow card. And yes, Tandiwi. Face like thunder. It's now 3-0 to the River Kings, to the River Angels, I beg your pardon. They certainly are going out in style. With 9 minutes left, if the scoreline stays the same, Mamelodi Sundowns will top the group. And if that's the case, ASFAR will play the Hisaka's Ladies of Ghana in the semi-final. They finished top of Group A. Well, the Mamelodi Sundowns, they would play the Malabo Kings of Equatorial Guinea. Well, it's almost as if the South African team know what's happening in the other group game. They seem to be playing possession football. Who knows, maybe the word did come from the bench. Just to make it great spectacle for the neutrals. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but given the way they're just passing the ball along the back line, almost waiting for ASFAR to come onto them, so to speak. There you go again. There's no attacking thrust whatsoever. Here we go again. Again, it's a risky tactic. It enables ASFAR to advance up the pitch. ASFAR have actually scored more goals. If they were to score, then the goal difference would be the same. Well, actually, no. If ASFAR were to score, their goal difference would certainly be better than the Sundowns. You might say, well, if you're in the semi-finals, does it really matter anyway? The difference is you're playing against the Osaka's ladies, who are unbeaten, as opposed to the Malabo Queens, who only have a squad of 16. So they must be feeling tired. I can tell you it's now 4-0 to the Rivers Angels. Goals absolutely flying in. It's the biggest win of the tournament. Well, I have a degree of sympathy for the Nigerian side, the Rivers Angels. They arrived for their opening game just the day before, which obviously is not ideal preparations. As a result, they were soundly beaten by ASFAR 3-0. Then they lost 1-0 to the Mamelodi Sundowns. So as I said, they're finishing in style. Another substitution for Mamelodi. On comes Komani for Mukoyi. Now this game has petered out, which is a pity. Goalkeepers got a spot of cramp, but they do have a goalkeeper with experience to come on. We know that in the form of Philistus Rabalau to the South Africans. Well, this stoppage will be factored in at the end of the game and added on. Just saw Sofia Buftini high-fiving Sana Masudi, so they obviously know what's happening in the other game. So just under 2 minutes left of regulation, the regulation 90 minutes, but I fully expect at least 3 minutes to be added on there. Minimum 3. Seemed to be about 2 minutes that the goalkeeper Dlamini was receiving attention for that spot of cramp. Seemed to be double cramp. Danger here though. South Africa come across the halfway line for the Mamelodi Sundowns. Oh, we saw Badri reacting on the bench there. Seemed to be out of proportion to what was happening on the pitch. I think the word is out and the word is being spread. ASFAR and Mamelodi Sundowns just minutes away from reaching the semi-finals. Long ball. Smothered by Eremici. The question is, will these two teams meet each other again next Friday in the final? It won't be here in this stadium. It'll be across the Egyptian capital, Cairo, in the 30th of June stadium. Boot was raised there. Masoudi, the target, as always. It's a good ball. Right to the feet of Morifi. Three minutes of stoppage time. These two teams 3 minutes away from a place in the semi-finals of the maiden African Women's Champions League. In a way, it's quite fitting it's taking place in Egypt, the home of Cleopatra. These young women are the Cleopatras of African women's football. Showing they can deal with the responsibility thrust upon them. Could say it's a position of power. They're all role models for young girls in their respective countries. We're seeing the elite of African women's football. As it stands, this will be the first goalless game of the group. Osaka's ladies and Malabo Kings await. And if the scoreline stays the same, the Mamelodi Sundowns will play the Malabo Kings, whilst ASFAR will go on to play the Osaka's ladies. Feels for handball. Masoudi keeps the ball in play, but doesn't retain possession. Good burst. Beats one, but not a second. Tanuat is penalised. Tuzi, the substitute. Well, I think it's for that final push. Even though Tuzi had slipped and was falling to the ground already. We're into the last minute of additional time. Expect an explosion of joy from both sets of players in about 30 seconds' time when the referee blows a whistle. All eyes on Maria Rivet from Mauritius. What a proud moment. And there it is. Joy first from the ASFAR bench. Their coach is delighted. Abdallah Khaidamu, the goalkeeper, Eremici, kisses the pitch. Well, I guess we're seeing ASFAR first because their qualification was in greater doubt than the Mamelodi Sundowns. They virtually had 1 foot in the semi-finals already, did the South African team. But look at these scenes, unbridled joy amongst the Moroccan side. Well, when you have to work for something, it's true, generally you appreciate it more. And that was the case for ASFAR after losing that second game 2-0 to the Vihiga Queens. Results went their way today. No goals here at the military stadium in Cairo between the Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa and ASFAR of Morocco. But it was that heavy defeat for the Vihiga Queens in the other group game. The Kenyans being hammered 4-0 by the River Angels of Nigeria. And now those semi-finals will take place on Monday. So both teams have the weekend to rest and recuperate, have aching muscles seen to by the physio, lots of massages. And we expect an interview with the woman of the match, Fatima Tanya Uta.